Yo guys, this is alolan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing back Diggersby with a new team, pairing it with Abomasnow, which is ranked 3 in the Great League, and my Diggersby is ranked 2069, but as you can tell it's pretty much maxed out in terms of not using Excel Candy to get a 1500 CP, and my final pairing is Azumarill with Hydro Pump. So Diggersby is a complete wall for Galarian Stunfisk, and it does decently well against the rest of the meta as well. So my opponent's starting off with Galarian Stunfisk. So Abomasnow has a decent matchup. Do need to watch out for the rock slides because they are super effective. So I'm just building up to almost a grass energy ball, and then switching it into a Diggersby. The idea of this team is also to kind of bait out the fighting type in the form of Defense Deoxys, because counter is quite deadly against my team. So all I need to do right now is build up to an Earthquake and just try to whittle down this Deoxys as much as possible. And I'm able to get the first one through. My opponent does build up to a Thunderbolt, but any charge moves the Deoxys throws at me are pretty much ineffective. It's just the counters do build up. Diggersby is quite tanky though, so it can take quite a beating before it goes down. I knew my opponent was probably going to shield the next one thinking it's an Earthquake because I built up to it, and he shielded the Fire Punch. Throwing another Fire Punch now to kind of get the Deoxys low. It gets it pretty much in the range of farming with my Abomasnow or Azumarill, so my Diggersby just go down, but I'm up a shield now, so I'm able to take it out with my Abomasnow. Now I'm fully loaded. I'm just loading up a little more, and I'm throwing the Energy Ball at this Galarian Stunfisk. Energy Ball is super effective. It takes out at least 1/3, and I switch out, try to catch either the Rock Slide. I knew my opponent was building up at least 2, so my opponent does throw the Rock Slide, which I'm able to catch, and then he switches that into his own Abomasnow. So right now, I know Azumarill hasn't got the best play against his Abomasnow. Ice Beam does do like 1/3 of the damage, so I need to get 3 Ice Beams through. So my opponent does throw an Energy Ball, so I didn't shield. I just thought I'll just rely on my own Abomasnow to kind of clean the game. So yeah, my opponent is farming and throwing Icy Winds, but I was able to basically, able to get up to an Ice Beam myself, and I do get the last shield from my opponent. So right now all I have to do is just avalanche my opponent down. Is it avalanche? No, it's a Weather Ball, sorry. Weather Ball my opponent down. And now it's 2 shields to my Abomasnow versus a Galarian Stunfisk. So all I need to do now is just shield anything it throws at me and just build up to the Weather Ball, and that should be enough to seal the game. So yeah, this should be a really comfortable win for me now from here. There is a bit of lag, as you can tell from the gameplay. And yeah, Weather Ball is super effective as well, or neutral against Galarian Stunfisk because of the steel typing, but it does quite a lot of damage. So off to a good lead again. Abomasnow is a great matchup against Swampert. Swampert does have the Sludge Wave, so I've got to be careful of the amount of energy the Swampert is charging. It was too quick to be a Sludge Wave, so I knew it was just going to be a Hydro Cannon. I let it go through. It does do about 1/3 of my health, so here my opponent switched out into a Sunny Cherrim. I, for some reason, switched out into an Azumarill. It wasn't a bad switch because the Weather Ball in terms of fire won't do much to Azumarill, but I do get baited there, which isn't great for me, because I am going to get basically, I don't get baited here in the first one because I was kind of counting. I'd expected it to be a bit. I do build up to an Ice Beam, and my opponent does CMP tie with me, and I do shield here, but I finally get baited with a Weather Ball. So my opponent will either shield this or tank the Ice Beam, and my opponent uses his second shield to basically use a second shield to preserve the health on this his Pokemon, and I do get beamed in the face completely. So I can just fully farm down, or try to farm down as much as possible, this Cherrim, and then I can just throw some Weather Balls at it myself, because obviously the Cherrim does get energy really fast, and it can build up to the Weather Balls really quickly as well. So the whole idea is to kind of build as much between the 3 bullet seeds and just throw the energy in between. So opponent brings out a Swampert, and at this point he is shieldless, so all he needs to do is build up to the Energy Ball and throw it, and this should one-shot it quite comfortably. And then my opponent brings out a Mantibuzz, which we're starting to see more of as a climb further up, and obviously Abomasnow really heavily counters it with the Icy Winds. So at this point I'm like, okay, I'm already ahead. I don't want to get Airy Laced because it will do quite a bit of damage, or even a Dark Pulse, so I just bring out my own bunny to kind of just whittle down the opponent, and my opponent realizes he has got no play, so he surrenders. So on to the next game. On with a decent lead up against the Melmetal. Melmetal does have really good moves against my Abomasnow, so I've got to switch out correctly. So I'm just building up to a Weather Ball and switch out to my Azumarill. My opponent is storing that energy and he switches that into an Ariados. Don't see this a lot, but I know the Ariados does have a poison typing, so his whole play will probably be to either to just throw a poison move, Sludge Wave, I think it has. Don't really see it much, so I don't really know what moves it has, so I'm trying to just let my Azumarill go down because I don't want to waste my shield. I want to preserve my shields for the Abomasnow and the Diggersby, because obviously the Melmetal on the back is really going to punish both my Pokemon really hard. So I'm just charging up 2 Ice Beams constantly and just forcing the second shield from my opponent. So in essence, my opponent probably shouldn't have shielded, but I think Ariados is fairly squishy, so he has to shield. So my Azumarill go down, and I'm do bring in Diggersby because I know the poison typing and the bug typing won't be too effective against my ground typing, but he does throw a Mega Horn, which does quite a lot of damage. So here I'm just building up to 2 5 punches, and I can throw 1, and this should KO the Ariados. And I have 1 ready basically for the Melmetal that comes back in. I'm 2 shields up, so I do have quite a lot of play against whatever backline he has. So right now I'm expecting a superpower, so I do shield this. Rock Slide won't be effective, but obviously superpower really is, and my opponent switches that into a Hypno. So Hypno has a Fire Punch I have to look out for. So right now, I'm just building up to an Energy Ball because it's my hardest hitting move, and it does do almost half, and it also luckily gets the defense drop as well. So right now I just need to shield, expecting a Fire Punch, which it is, and just need to build up to another Energy Ball, but because of the defense drop I just throw a Weather Ball instead, because it should do quite a lot of damage and it is enough to take it out. Now I've got enough for a Weather Ball and a half, so I'm just throwing the Weather Ball to just chunk this Pokemon down, the Melmetal, and my opponent is building up quite a lot, so I'm just going to keep throwing back-to-back Weather Balls, because I know my opponent's either going to throw a Rock Slide and overcharge. So my opponent was still charging energy, and I was able to get a great switch in to my Diggersby and throw my final Fire Punch to seal the win. So pretty decent win there. A little tough lead, but I was able to come back from it. On to game 4. So Abomasnow is into the Swampert. So I've been seeing a lot more Swamperts as I'm climbing higher. Like I said, Abomasnow into Swampert is a pretty good match. I don't want my Diggersby to see Swampert, so I'm staying in. And again, my opponent charged up quite rapidly. I just expected a Hydro Cannon because Sludge Wave takes a little longer, almost 2 Hydro Cannons to build up. So my opponent brings out a Skarmory, so he loses his switch advantage. So I switch into my Diggersby because Diggersby doesn't want to see Swampert, and my Azumarill is quite good against Swampert as well. So all I need to do right now is build up to 5 punches and throw as many as I can back to back. The reason why I build up to 5 punches is because I don't want my opponent to get another fast move through, because it can sometimes swing games around. So hence why I know Diggersby is fairly tanky. It can tank a Sky Attack, and all I need to do is just carry on building up to at least 2 5 punches and throwing them back to back. So you can see it tanked a Sky Attack quite comfortably. It does do quite a bit of damage, Sky Attack. Skarmory is a great Pokemon, and yeah, he's able to take me out, but he puts it in a range where my Azumarill can come in now and pretty much farm down. Because I'm also at a shield advantage as well, I can just shield here and fully commit to the farm down and have my Abomasnow loaded with energy and my Azumarill, and he did decide to throw a Brave Bird, which I did expect, because most Skarmories, if they can build up to it before they die, they will throw the Brave Bird. And he brings out his Swampert, which I just Ice Beam straight away, and I do bring back my Abomasnow for a quick switch in to throw this Weather Ball. My opponent realizes that and switches out into a Hypno, so not the best to go against, because Hypno can do great against my Azumarill too, so I need to get this Hypno as low as possible before he's able to throw a Fire Punch at me. We both have 1 shield, and he also lets the Energy Ball go through. I'm able to build up to another Weather Ball, and this should KO the Hypno if he lets it go through, and he does. So I'm able to take the Hypno out, and right now I just need to just throw Powder Stones at the Swampert, and it should do quite a lot of damage. And because Abomasnow's already done this job, I'm okay with it going down to the Hydro Cannon. Right now, even if it is a Sludge Wave, I've got a shield to use, and he baits me with a Hydro Cannon, but it's because Swampert is so low, I'm able to bubble it down for the win. Alright, so on to the last game of the set. So So this team has a lot of weaknesses. I'm still trying to find the right lead for this team. I do really like Diggersby, but it does have like team building issues depending on what team you want to build it with, because it is weak to fighters as well as the Azumarill to a certain degree. So off to a terrible start. Surf Edge checks my entire team, so this game is almost at losing stage. Didn't start with a great lead as well, so right now I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible, and I miscounted here. I didn't think my opponent would have 2 Leaf Blades ready for me, so I shielded or be close to 2 Leaf Blades. I wasn't able to reach the Ice Beam in time, so the Leaf Blade will take me out here. So my opponent and myself are both at 1 shield, so I'm trying to do as much farming as I can, but the counters are adding up, so they have taken quite a bit of health from my Abomasnow out. So now I will take the Surf Edge out, but my opponent has a lone marowak in the back, so he had the perfect alignment to take out my team. Lone marowak is great against Abomasnow. Abomasnow has almost 0 play against it, and like I said, Azumarill is quite good against this Diggersby. So at this stage, there's no coming around. Even like if I try to shield the Ice Beam, the bubbles will do quite a lot of damage, and Fire Punch has almost little play against the Azumarill. Sorry for the uploads recently, guys. I've been busy with family. I've got a little bit of a cold, as you can tell. I'm trying out a slightly different camera angles or camera styles to see what works out best. So yeah, so my Diggersby does go down here, and my final Pokemon Abomasnow is going to try and do what he can, but the marowak in the back is basically enough to win, so I don't even shield. So yeah, great game by my opponent, and so that was a 4-1 to me. I will be bringing out tomorrow a better game, showing one of my best teams that's helped me climb to like rank 18. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.